Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Thank you so much, replay viewers, for being here. I sure do appreciate it. And thank you, YouTube viewers, for watching as well. YouTube viewers, if you would like to watch live and join in the chat, you can join me on Periscope. Just look for Penguin and Fish. I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. And it is New Block Day. We are doing Lemonade by Amy Gibson. And guess what, guys? We got some curves in here. We were just talking about that the other day, and immediately curves come into our life. So, all right, I am going to flip you guys around, and we will get started. Hello, hello! Thanks for coming in tonight, guys. Nice to see y'all popping in. I'm a hair late. My phone was completely dead, so I had to wait for it to charge a few minutes. But we're good to go now. So it's so funny because a couple of days ago we talked about how we haven't had any curves or any English paper piecing yet in the Splendid Sampler, and we were kind of thinking, if this is a sampler about all these ways of quilting, all these types of piecing blocks together, it's funny that we haven't had that, and lo and behold, we get a curve immediately after we talked about it. I did not peek, I swear, when we were talking about it. So we have this really cute block by Amy Gibson called Lemonade, because it looks like a little lemon on the inside there. So it'll be fun. A lot of half square triangles and that cute little lemon. I'm super excited. I did see my brother, and there's a story behind that, and I will chit chat about that. But let's get started. And then we'll get into that. But so I wasn't here yesterday because I was hanging out with family. But here, I will flip you around. Let me know if you got started on this block yet. If you want to find out more about this block, you can go to thesplendidsampler.com. It's a free quilt along that's going on right now, and new blocks are every Thursday and Sunday, and it's New Block Day. So this is block 34 out of 100. So we're a third of the way done. And it's just been really fun so far. If you guys are new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we create lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer as well, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central, where we craft and chill out and chit-chat, and it's fun. And we've been working through the Splendid Sampler blocks pretty exclusively lately, just because it's filling up all my time here, basically. So, all right, guys, I'm going to flip around. Oh, you picked your fabrics, but waiting. All right, we're going to get started right now. Flip. Okay, here we are. So I got some fabrics picked right here. Nope, I'm one of the designers for this. I did block 11, and that's it. So I think every designer just did one block, except for the main people, which are Pat Sloan and Jane Davidson. They did a few blocks. How did I pick fabrics? Well, for this one, I wanted to kind of stick with the yellow on the center, because I kind of like this whole lemonade deal. So I wanted to make sure that I had a yellow. I had two different yellows. I had some other colors picked at first, but then I just kind of grabbed a couple of these, and I'm like, ooh, I just grabbed these two from my bin, and I thought, oh, those are really pretty together, and so I thought, okay, I'll add this yellow to it, and then the red for these little red bits. My quilt overall has a blue theme with little pops of yellow and red, so I knew I wanted to stick with the blue somewhere. So I kind of like what Amy was doing here with this design, with the the red and green, the white and the yellow. So I just kind of basically replaced the green with a blue, and then my white has some blue in. So that's kind of my mindset as I went around this. But I literally had a whole other set of 4 picked out that I was going to go with. But then as I was closing my bin where I have my fabric, I saw these two together, and I'm like, that's a lot prettier and sweeter than what I had picked. So then I added these two from there. So okay, that's how I did that. So if we break this down, this is just a whole pile of half square triangle blocks, and each one of the half square triangle blocks has a white bit in it. So that's going to make it easy for sewing. Let's get started cutting. I'm going to starch again. So I didn't buy any best press yet, although I think I gotta go put it on my list. Like I gotta go run to our Joann's or something, because I did a test when I was visiting my parents, because my mom had best press, so we tested flatter against best press, and I mean flatter. I'm thinking this is mostly for the nice smell. It adds a little body to the fabric, but not anything near best press. I mean, best press really turned it into a nice, you know, tight, solid little piece of fabric compared to what the flatter does. But we're gonna use it anyway tonight. Oh, you got some after. Oh, you got some best press afterwards. So I think Diane here might have recommended. She mixes a bottle, like she mixes her flatter with best press. So to get, I don't know, I think maybe to dilute the best press just a little, and then you get that good smell. And that's what my mom did too. After we heard that, and you know, I think that's what I might do too if I get some best press soon. Oh, and thanks so much for coming in. Your first Periscope. That's super awesome. It can get a little addicting. All right, let's start out here. So I'm gonna just make a note for myself that this green is actually blue, and so that's B. This is my blue. Oh, and there's my mom. So there's a story. So she's home, which is part of the story. But let's get started cutting, and then we can get into that a little bit. All right, we need 6 squares. I feel like I haven't cut out anything for a block in a long time. I guess we had that embroidered block, and and then the selvage block. So I haven't done like any real cutting for a while. It feels like okay. So 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch squares. There's a whole pile of them. These ones and these ones are 2.5 inch squares. So 2 and 4 and 6. I think I'm gonna just cut all these whites. A is the white color. We'll just start there. Yeah, for a couple of weeks now I haven't cut any of these. So here is my white. So this is a pretty good sized piece yet. I think I might be able to just cut all the way across. I might, because for 6 squares, I think I need at least 15 inches. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just cut straight across this deal. We'll be good to go. Then I'll cross cut it. So I think that's our plan. So let me just put you up by the iron here. We will give this a quick spray with the flatter. Yeah, I'm gonna just cut this whole strip for my 2.5 inches. Alrighty, let's give that some spray. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get some of that best press. Oh man, that's either something I order online or I run over to the store, but I don't know. I haven't been wanting to get out to the stores lately. I just, for my painting class, I just had to buy a crap ton more stuff for that class, and man, I should have just ran to Joann's while I was in that area, but well. I'll have to put it on my list. Alright, so here we go. I am going to first cut off this selvage. My ruler is just long enough for this. Alright, let's scooch it over. Alright, I'm going to kind of align my ruler on one of those edges of that design. Ooh, this is kind of feeling funny, like it's not cutting. Oh, it did. It was weird. It felt like it wasn't going through all of a sudden. All right, there we go. And let's where are we doing? We're doing 2.5 inches. So let's go. We'll use this as our side measurement. Then I don't have to move my fabric after cutting it all nice and straight. So 1, 2.5, just checking, because that Makes me nervous, not measuring. Oops, lost a ruler. Okay, here we go. Ruler number 2. Check this again, looks good. So I just put that right up against the other ruler. Move this one away. And we'll cut. Ooh, we veered a little, but I think we'll be fine. My guess is we'll have to cut down these half square triangle units after we're done sewing them anyway, so I think we'll be good. I got a little bit down here because it's off my, a little bit to clip down here because it was off this end of my ruler, or my end of my cutting board. All right, we are, oh, no, we're not quite done with this fabric. There's also, since we have it out, why don't we do this, this other bit right away. We need 2 2-inch squares for that. So that'll be for this little part of this lemon, a little white there and a little white there, I presume. So that we need 2 2-inch squares. So we did our 2.5. We'll cross cut that, but I think I'll cross cut that once I have all the other ones ready. Let's just see if we can grab 2 inches out of one of these little bits here. I think this looks like the edge that I just cut. So let's use that as a guide. So we need basically 4 inches out of it here. I think let's just use this, cut a chunk out of here, and then we'll just cross cut. So 2 inches. Man, I keep forgetting how small these pieces are. Like in my brain, 2 inches is way bigger than this, but it is not. Can I get it this way? Nah, not quite. Bummer. Okay. Whew. All right, let's cross cut that right away. I'm completely done with this fabric, so I can throw it out of my way. All right, I'm going to just square up this end really nice, quick. There. And then I'm just going to flip it and cross cut 2 2-inchers. So 1 right there. Okay, so I'll cross cut these other ones right away so I can chit chat for a moment. So, because I got a story. I don't know, I guess it's a story. So I was hanging out with my brother yesterday. I didn't have my scope yesterday because my brother and his girlfriend were coming into town to hang out again before heading off to Australia, where he's going to work for our summer and their winter. So we got a text from him when we were he's like, okay, we'll be there around 4 or whatever, and around, I don't know, maybe 2 o'clock or something like that, we get a text from him that says that they hit a deer. And their windshield was basically completely smashed in, or he called us, actually, it wasn't a text. So we talked to them, and everyone was okay, but a deer had, at 70 miles an hour, driving, ran in front of the car, jumped, and then it rammed into the windshield of their vehicle, completely smashing the windshield, and then the people in the car behind them stopped, to see if they were all right and stuff. But they said that the deer flew like 40 feet into the air, just something crazy. So, luckily everyone was okay, because that can be really, really dangerous. I don't know how many of you guys deal with that, but that's can be a thing in the Midwest here. Just deer on the highways, and you can't do anything about it. I mean, they're just there all of a sudden in front of the car. There's not much reaction time, and apparently you're not supposed to swerve or anything like that because it could flip your vehicle over. you have to just ram it if it's in front of you. It's just, unless you can brake, but that's dangerous too when you're going 70 miles an hour with cars behind you and on the side and all that. So the car, they crashed, the deer crashed into them pretty much exactly at the halfway point of my parents' house and our house. So they had already called my mom and dad to come pick them up. So we were bummed because we weren't. Oh, it happened to you? Oh, yeah. See, I freak out about it. I think about that every time I'm on that highway there. Because you see dead deer on the road all the time, and that someone hit that, and I don't know. I'm always like scanning for them, but there's nothing you can do about it really. But anyway, so we were super bummed because we weren't gonna be able to see them anymore because my parents were just gonna come pick them up and they were gonna try and tow the car back and all this. So, but then we get a call like a couple hours later asking if we had room for 2 more because my parents both came to pick them up, and then since they were halfway there already, they decided to just keep on going. So we did get to see my brother and his girlfriend, and my mom and dad came too. So it ended up being like a really nice day today and evening, and they left kind of this afternoon. So they just stayed overnight and hung out. They didn't bring anything, to stay over. I mean, my brother and his girlfriend were intending to, so they had some things, but my mom and dad didn't have anything. They were just gonna come and then go home right away. And but anyway, so we got to hang out with all 4 of them. It was awesome. Oh yeah. See, it's dangerous. This deer stuff. And so it may or may not. I mean, it was a Bravada. So which is basically like a truck. So they don't think that there's any body damage. They will have to go back up. Now that they're home, they'll have to go back up later in the week. The Quick Trip there is letting them keep it in the parking lot for a few days, so that's nice. But it was so cute because my brother and his girlfriend said that they cooked us a whole dinner that they were going to come have with us, and they brought like their lawn chairs and all this good stuff. So they ended up basically pulling that all out and hanging out at the Quick Trip, and they ate the food, and I think they had some wine there too and cheese. They were going to open the wine, but they didn't. And they just chilled out there waiting for mom and dad to come a couple hours because it's a several hour drive to get to the point that they were. And one of the guys, or there was a man or whatever that asked what happened because they saw the car. I mean, the car's windshield is crazy, and they were covered in glass and stuff too, which is super scary. But he went inside the Quick Trip, and then he came back out with goodies for them, like candy and soda and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet of that guy. So anyway, that's my story. I got to hang out with the whole fam just about. The one brother, not my other brother and his wife, but it was fun seeing my parents again, and we got to see my brother again and his girlfriend before before we don't see them again for another 6 months. It was nice. Oh, you have kangaroos and wombats on the road. Yeah, that's what my brother's girlfriend is Australian, and that's kind of what she was saying too. They were talking about if the deer was big or little, and she's like, I can't tell if the deer is, but I could tell if a kangaroo was big or little. But, all right, let's keep going here. All right, I have all my white pieces now. Here's my 2.5-inch things and my 2 2-inchers. Man, these look so much smaller. Did I do this right? Yeah, I guess that's just a 1/2 inch bigger. Wow, I don't know. It's playing with my eyeballs. Okay, so let's just mark these off, just so I know where we're at. So we got both of those. All right, we need 4 2.5-inch squares of fabric B. Okay, that is my little blue square here. I am running low on this. Luckily, this is my own fabric, so I can just cut more from my stash. But I have a couple of fabrics that aren't mine that are about this small too, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have like, you know, 2/3 of the Splendid Sampler to go yet, and I'd be sad to run out of some of those fabrics, but you know, that's why I'm using them, is to run out of them. So, I don't know, I suppose it's fine. All right, we need 4 of these. Let's see, so 4 would be 8, 10. So I need 10 inches. I don't know, maybe this is 10 inches. We might get a good measurement over here. Oh, this is way more than we need. Maybe we just do, is it 5 across? We could do, I'm kind of not sure I want to clip a whole end like this, because then we don't, then I only have like a skinny piece of this fabric yet. I wonder if I can get a couple out this way, because then I'd have a better small piece of fabric. Okay, so good. So I can cut 2 across. We're going to do that instead. I think that'll be a better use of my fabric. Oh, is it? If it's blurry, check your connection, because I'm in focus on my end here. So it is. Okay, so guys, the replay of this will go up tomorrow, and the replay is on YouTube. It'll be at Penguin and Fish Movies, and it will be perfectly crystal clear compared to this. So it's going to be perfect, because I'm actually recording what my phone sees. I'm not recording what Periscope sees. So my YouTube versions of this replay are going to be perfect. So if you're having trouble seeing this one, be sure to check the replay tomorrow morning. I promise you it will be a bajillion times better. It'll be like a real, you know, YouTube movie that's, you know, shot on a real thing. So yeah. Yeah, I don't actually upload my Periscopes. I upload a recording. Like, I have my phone plugged into a computer right now, and the computer is recording the screen. So that's how I do my YouTube videos from Periscope. I'm not actually downloading the Periscope video and uploading it from Periscope. I'm taking a video of my phone. So I could be on anything. Like, I could go on Instagram right now, and it would be recording my Instagram. All right, this is the fabric that it's hard to tell what's the right and wrong side. Not that it matters now, I was just curious. All right, so let's get 2.5 inch strips out of here first, and then we'll go from there. Cross cut. Yeah, maybe Periscope has stormy weather. Yeah, it's not stormy here yet. It's supposed to be soon, but oh dang, it's getting muggy. Quick question, please, regarding embroidery. I have the Selby. What do you use to trace? Oh, so with the Fabri-Selby, if you have a printer, you don't need to trace it at all. You can just print the design right onto the Fabri-Selby, which is awesome, and the whole reason I love it. Otherwise, when I am tracing it on the Fabri-Selby, I just use a pencil. I think that's just easy and simple and cheap, and it washes off just the same. So that's what I would use if I was tracing it. And sometimes I do trace designs just because I'm using little scraps. I keep all my Fabri-Selby scraps and to use on smaller projects. I needed 2.5 inches here, right? Yeah. But yeah, so when I am doing tracing, like onto my smaller pieces, I'll use a pencil. Just a normal pencil, nothing special. But it was fun. So last night, everyone came in really late because, they had to deal with the car stuff and all that. Oh, God, close to 100 tomorrow in Central Illinois. That's kind of what it's going to be like here. I think we're going to be in the 90s and, as humid could be. Like 100% humidity and 90s is what it's going to be here. So that'll be interesting. I will have to plan the wardrobe accordingly. Because that's just warm. I'm going to layer these and do both at the same time. Oh, and it's not like that in Texas. Yeah, I mean, it's the combo heat and humidity here that gets you. Because, man, that humidity is crazy town. with the humidity, you can't sweat anything off. I mean, like, because sweating is supposed to cool you down, but with the humidity, that's like canceled out. Oh, Beauty and Reezy here. Today was absolutely, I mean, it's getting hot, but we went out to lunch today before everyone left, and we went to Minnehaha Falls here in Minneapolis, which is just a giant, beautiful park, and it has a waterfall, and, you know, tons of people were there, even on a Thursday afternoon, which was kind of funny, and there's this great restaurant down there, and we ate there and sat outside, and oh god, it was so beautiful. It was like the perfect afternoon. All right, we got 4 2.5-inch squares of these. I think that's all we needed, right? Okay, I need like a little tray to put these in while I'm not using them. I think my mom told me that when I was at home. I need to actually do it. All right. Those are small ones. So we did 2.5-inch, oops, you guys can't see, 2.5-inch of the B fabric. All right. Now we need for 2 inches of the C, okay, and then we need a couple more 2.5 inches of the D. So let's just go in order. So we need 4 2-inch squares of the yellow fabric. Okay, 2. So at least, like, we could do an 8-inch and cross-cut it. Okay, you guys gotta still not be in my way. You can go on the sewing machine. There you go. Okay. Let's open this up. But yeah, so we were out in the sun all day, and it was just beautiful. And then when my husband and I got home after everyone left, we basically crashed on the couch and never left for the rest of the day. We were so tired just from, hanging out, and we were up till like 2 the night before hanging out, and we were so tired the rest of the day. Just the sun, I think it was from the sun to just being outside. All right, what do we need? Oh, I need at least a good 8-inch piece here. So I could cross cut a couple times here. It'd be nice to use this. Ooh, I got another weird, funny piece up here. This might be 8 inches. Haha, perfect. Okay, let's starch that. This is kind of a funny fabric, I think. The design. It almost reminds me of like a weird wood grain, but I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be. But yeah, I really like it too. It's just kind of an interesting little design. This one's by Barry J. From a few collections ago, I'm sure. For Art Gallery Fabrics. Oh, you got your kit today! Yay! That's neat. Oh, roses! Oh, it looks like roses too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think it's just nothing, but it could look like a whole pile. It does look like roses, like little circles from far away. Yeah, I don't know what it's supposed to be. All right, let's go down. Yeah, are we blurry today? See, that's a super bummer. So yeah, definitely check out the replay of this because it will be crystal clear, HD perfect, especially compared to this Periscope. So fret not, it will be available in something that is usable. All right, let's get rid of this. It's not usually this blurry. That's a huge bummer. I can't see what it looks like on your guys' end. So thanks for sticking with me, even though it's super dumb today. Again, it will be perfectly fine on the replay. Let's go. Yeah, we'll just scooch this over here. So 2 inches for this. Yeah, it's always a bummer. I mean, it might be a weather thing. It might be, that everyone's online at the same time. I don't know. Who knows, this crazy, weird, interweb, periscopy, whatevers. Oh, autocorrect is being super silly today, too. Ugh. I think the Samsungs have a better autocorrect or a better like thinking like what you're trying to say, a better memory of how you talk and all that than than iPhones. So I'm like zooming along, so I go like this, and it's like a big whoosh is what's happening. Ugh, that's a bummer. Sorry that that's how it looks like tonight, guys. All right, now this ruler. All right, I need 4 out of this. I actually, having used the Samsung for typing, typing in there, I absolutely love it compared to the iPhone for writing. It remembers everything right away. Oops, I just need 2 inches, not 2.5. Like I can type the letters E and M, and it knows I want to say embroidery, and it'll give me a couple versions of embroidery, like embroidered or embroidery, or it even puts together phrases. Like it might say like, if I type the word penguin or like P-E, it knows I'm going to say like penguin and fish, but it'll give me the option of penguin and fish movies, or my shortened website, which is peng.fish. It'll give me all those options right away, and compared to, like, I'm using an iPhone with this scope, and I hate more than anything typing in the title of the scope on this phone, this iPhone that I'm using, because it can't remember anything. Like I have to type on my Samsung, if I type a hashtag, it's already suggesting the Splendid Sampler for me, plus a bunch of other hashtags I use commonly just by typing in the hashtag symbol. This one, I have to type in hashtag capital T, H-E, Splendid Sampler every single time. And, it's annoying me, clearly. All right, one more. All right, we started a little bit late tonight, but I think I'm going to still try and get some sewing in tonight. I'd like to get these half-square triangles going. I think once we get started, it'll go pretty quickly. I do have to draw lines on the back of them. We'll get that far. I'm just kind of trying to think ahead how much we'll get done tonight. All right, we got 4 of these. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, very much first world problems, I know, right? Ah, well, okay. You slap Zuri in Ustream. Oh, you're using Zuri. Okay, we're done with this, the 4 2-inch squares. Now we need 2 2.5-inch squares to finish us off with the red, and then that's it for cutting. This still, like, it feels so weird. I feel like I haven't cut fabric in a long time, which I guess technically we haven't for a couple weeks. All right, I need, let's see, a good 5-inch area to cross cut a bit. Okay, I think I'll just snag it from here. Let's spray this down again. All right. I love this red fabric. This is that red fabric that looks like someone took a red big pin and zigzagged it all around. Yeah, I'm gonna want some of that best press though, I'm thinking. All right, there we are. Let's get down. Zoop. You're just a pile of autocorrect. All right, here we are. I'm gonna just cut off this funny little edge here, and then I will cut a 2.5-inch strip, and we will cross cut it again. Oh man. 2.5. All right. Jeez. All right. Ooh, I moved a little, but I think we'll be okay. Sherry's mad. Yeah. I like OK Google. That's what I get on my Samsung. Man, I really do like my Samsung a lot, except for it always cuts out on these periscopes, and that's why I have the iPhone just for the periscope thing here, but for a while, and I know you guys were probably super frustrated with it, like we'd cut out on the Samsung every like at the 40-minute mark every single time, and it'd freak out and it'd overheat, and it wasn't the phone. I even got the phone replaced with another one, and it was the same problem. So it's the actual phone. It's not that I got like a dud. Yeah, sometimes even sooner. So yeah, and we haven't had that problem whatsoever with the iPhone. So if you want to do live streaming with longer times, you're gonna want to do it on an iPhone versus a Samsung. All right, 2 pieces there. All right, I think we are all cut out. All right, out of here, rulers. We don't need you anymore for the time being. Okay, let's grab all of our little pieces again. All right, what's next? We can actually start stuff. All right, so we have to cut the templates out. Cut 2 templates A from 2 yellow fabric C squares. So we have these templates on the back, on the second page here. So these are the templates for our little lemon that we got going on. So we need the white and the yellow for that. So it looks like I have to trace these on and cut them out. I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow for that. Since we're not actually doing that step yet. We're going to do all the half squared triangles first. So I'm going to just, I'm going to prep these right before I want to sew them. So I'm going to just wait on that for now, just because, I think, it'd be better use of our time to just keep doing these half square triangles tonight. I'd like to try and get them sewn. I'm probably going to just sew them and then we'll cut them apart and stuff tomorrow because we're kind of running late already. All right, so draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of 6 light fabric A pieces. So, okay, align each light fabric A with green fabric B or coral fabric D, 2.5-inch squares, right sides together, and pin, draw a line. Okay, this is the same thing that we've done a bunch of times on the Splendid Sampler. We're putting the 2 pieces together, drawing a line down the middle, sewing on either side, cutting down the middle, then we get 2 squares out of that. And we can just take all of our 2.5-inch pieces. So I'm going to move all of our 2-inch pieces away. We don't really need those right now. So we have 6 colored ones and 6 white ones. I guess they're, we'll call them white. So we just need to draw on the back of all these white ones and then place them with all of these. We don't have to organize them or anything. It's just white against everything else. So let's draw our lines on here, and that will be helpful for us later. I mean, you don't really need to draw the line. Sometimes I just aim, but with these small blocks, accuracy has been so important. So I'm just drawing with a pencil. You can kind of see my pencil line there. Let's do the other ones. So I'm going every which way. I'm not gonna try and keep this pattern going all the same direction. I'm gonna on purpose just let it be. So I'm just let it be what it's gonna be. I'm gonna just grab and put it at whatever angle. I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, 2. I have to get quiet on all the measuring and the cutting and like sewing a straight line. That's where concentration has to click in. Man, I feel like I almost am losing my voice a little bit. I think I'm just, like my voice is kind of just tired or scratchy almost because I talked so much with my family in the past, 48 hours, past 24 hours. Not even more than 24 hours. That's just kind of funny. I'm like in my own little world all day and don't talk to anyone, and then all of a sudden, I'm just like constantly talking. All right. And last one here. Super chatty with the fam. All right. With the fam and you guys, that's when I'm super chatty. All right, let's, these are all right sides. Good. All right, now we're gonna put just right sides together, and we will sew on either side. And in theory, we'll be doing that scant quarter. And let's just do it. Let's sew tonight yet. I think we can get all these sewn. It's just 6 things. Oh, I already have this on, even my sewing machine. So I have my little hedgehog it's not a postcard. My little hedgehog business card here is marked at the scant quarter. I have been bumping it quite a bit, so I'm hoping it's still in scant quarter territory, but we're gonna kind of use that as a guide. I think I'm gonna, there, you guys can see the footer, or the foot still, I think. Okay, let's do some sewing. So right sides together. I'm gonna sew all one side on one side of the line, and then I know, stop the presses. We're done cutting. We're actually sewing, and then I will go on the other side. So all I have to do a scant quarter is kind of align my pencil line along my scant quarter, and it'll automatically sew a scant quarter to this side. Oh, and you know what? We let's get the starter in here, the leader. We haven't used that in a while either. All right, and we gotta get these right up in here right away. And you know what? I need my little stiletto as well. Okay, here we are. All right, let's go up this edge. I'm not always a very straight sewer, so I'm trying to get better at that. Let's get these guys matched up a little bit better. I'm totally missing the conversation tonight. Sorry, guys. I'm like not getting there. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is where I always kind of veer off, though. I kind of swoop at the end of my lines, at the end of my things, at the end of my rows, so I'm trying to not do that as much. So I'm just going to do this for all of them. Oh, Diane Byatt, who I'm not sure if she's in here tonight, but she makes them, and she always tells us how to do it. It's a turkey. I can never remember what they're called. What are those turkey things? The turkey like skewer, but it has a name. Threaded. Yeah, maybe that's it. But it's just a turkey, one of the turkey threader. And it just has some cute beads on and some glue at the bottom. And it's awesome. It's perfect. It's just the right length. And autocorrect is just like killing you guys tonight. It's kind of funny. A turkey lacer! That's what it is, Janelle. That's it. A turkey lacer. So it's just a turkey lacer with some cute beads on. And a little dab of glue. But I just totally love it. It does the job, that's for sure. Okay, get there. Yeah, it's perfect because it has that nice point. I can get in there, but it's not so long that it's like up beyond my. Yeah, great for the small pieces for sure. It's like a teeny tiny pointy finger that I can get real up in there. All right, we just have 3 more, and then we got the other side, and then maybe we'll cut them yet tonight, but I think we'll press them all tomorrow, because pressing and then trimming them all down, that kind of takes another chunk of time, so we'll start there tomorrow. I feel like, yeah, my business card's kind of popping up a little bit, which is a little annoying here, but oh well. All right. You're so focused tonight. You know, I haven't cut in a long time, and I haven't sewn straight lines in a long time. It's really feeling like I'm having to learn how to ride a bike again, sort of thing. Just because we haven't done something meticulous like this in a little while. Like the embroidery. Well, yeah, because we had that nice super easy block that we did in one day. Block what was it? It must have been 32. No, 30, 31, where it was just like, it was kind of like a fancy 4-patch, wasn't it? That it was pretty easy. So that one we didn't have to get all perfect because it was going to be just fine. And then it was that embroidery block, so there was nothing to do on that one. And then the selvage block, which, you know, that I did not sew straight at all. I just kind of plopped it together, which is kind of, you know, fun to do every once in a while. But now we're back to precision and cutting things perfect size and all that. And man, I really haven't had to do that in a little while. So yeah, it's kind of funny. I have to go into silent mode while I cut, and it's also a little harder to see the chat while I sew too, and sew straight line. I'm trying to do that whole straight line thing, people. It's you know, one of those things that you think would just be so easy, but I swear I just cannot do it sometimes. Oh, that's nice, Martha. That is definitely a skill I'm trying to get better at during this whole Splendid Sampler, which I didn't even realize I had a problem with until we got going, was that I can't sew straight, apparently. All right, let's get this guy on. Oh, wait, we don't really need it. I could just start coming from the other side. Let's do that. All right, so this is one that we've sewn already. And so, see, we'll get like a neat half square triangle there. I know, well, I'm totally like, I haven't been able to see everything. So we sewed this side, so now I'm just going to rotate it and line up my middle line again, and it'll sew on the other side. I know, I'm totally missing all the Surrey. Sticking your tongue out while concentrating, yeah? We talked about that the other night. For me, it's I gotta wrinkle up my forehead, I think, versus the sticking out my tongue to get it just right. Where is this line? I kind of can't see it. I might be messing this one up, but we'll see. Luckily, as long as I sew straight, yeah, this one I sewed kind of funny, but it's gonna be okay, because we're gonna probably trim these down to size, would be my guess. I'm hoping we didn't have to do it perfect. Let's see, half square triangle units. Yeah, so we'll trim all these down to 2 inches. If you turn the block, you end it around and go the other direction. You don't have to cut them. You mean just kind of keep going in a loop like this? Oh, like if I... Woo, excuse me. If I just turn and go back the other way. Yeah, that's true. I think we're already this far. I'm going to just keep going like this. For me, it's kind of easier to keep going straight than to turn all my fabric and stuff. So I'm going to keep going like this. But I see what you're saying. Like I could have just sewn down and then sewn here and here and then gone back up, or just stopped and turned it and gone back up. That's true. I kind of like when they're all in a fun chain like this, though. I think it's fun. And usually I would cut all these before doing this part, but instead of using the leader, I just kept them all connected. Or I'm just cutting them as I go. Alright. I know I missed most of the Surrey jokes, just because the sewing I have to keep my eye on a little bit more. And then I missed all the fun jokes. Alright, this one there. So, what's that? Oh, okay, so I guess I'm not quite understanding then. Oh, I see what you're saying. So through the entire, so I have all these chains together, and then once I got to the last one, then turn it around and then go back. That, yeah, would have totally made sense. So we're a little past that point now, but I get it now. I completely get it now, and we'll try that next time, because that really makes sense. That's kind of fun. I like when they're all in a chain like this for sure. So yeah, that makes sense. I can just flip it around and go back where I came, all down the chain. I like it. All right, and one more. Then we are done. The penguins and fish sharks play again tonight. Oh, haha, yeah. I am definitely not keeping track of that at all. That's funny though. I like it. I like it. Penguin and fish sharks. All right, let's find out what happened. Oh, right here. What happened to that leader? Okay. I think we are good. That's all the sewing till tomorrow. So let's scooch back over here. I think, how are we doing? Yeah, I think I want to trim these just because, but we'll do the ironing. We'll do the ironing tomorrow. We'll press them open tomorrow, but I will cut them tonight just because it's too fun to leave them as is. So I'm just trimming them apart. And then what we're going to do is just cut along that diagonal, basically where we drew that line. So we're basically, just going from corner to corner. And then, we've sewn on either side of the line, so we'll get two nice half square triangles out of it. So one over there and one over here. So all right, let's cut those and we'll press them open and trim. So we have to press them open, obviously, but then we will trim the new square down to 2 inches. So that's direction number 4 here. Trim the half square triangle units to 2 inches. Yes, I definitely need your guys' help. All right. And that will be that. But yeah, so the pressing of these and the trimming we'll start there tomorrow, and then we'll definitely get into this curve. So yeah, we'll finish these off and do our curved seams tomorrow, and then I'm guessing we'll probably need one more day to piece the whole thing together when we're done. At least one more day for that. So where are we at then? So today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I think we'll probably just get this one done before the next block is released. But wouldn't it be funny if the next block would be English paper piecing? Because those are the two things we were talking about, like, oh, we haven't done curves yet, and we haven't done English paper piecing. those two things seem to kind of be missing yet. And then we get curves like the next day. Oh, you know what? I didn't press these. That's okay. I will, usually I give them a nice press to kind of set the seam, but we'll still do that. I can still cut it first. That will happen when we press it all. All right, 2 more, and then we will call it an evening. These little red ones are going to be cute. Here's what one of the red ones will be. So fun! So I didn't realize how primary these colors are until just now. The yellow, blue, and red. Alrighty, that is it. So now we'll have 12 units. Wait, 12? No, we should have, yeah, 12 when we're done here. 6 and 6, yep, 12. Cute! So, and then we'll be able to start arranging these like the design, which is fun. I mean, half square triangles are so much fun because you can do so much with them. Like, you know, this is a design, creates a nice little white square, but you can go like here or here, and it just creates all, like, so many different patterns with the half square triangles, which, you know, clearly is happening here. You know, we're getting this square look out of it, and then all these little extra little units, all from half square triangles. So yay, I'm excited. We got pretty far tonight. You know, getting through that cutting always takes forever, but once we're through the cutting and we can start sewing, then we start going. So yeah, so tomorrow we'll press these open and cut them down so we get our nice 2-inch ones. And then we'll move on to this whole guy. So we got the pieces again here. We'll cut out those pieces, and then we do the whole mega pinning, get it all going there and sewing it. You know, curves in theory sound really tricky, but once you get going, it's not too bad. So that's what we'll focus on tomorrow. We'll start out by the half square triangles, and then we'll focus on this. All right, guys, I'm going to flip you around, and we will call it, ooh, someone used glue. All right. That's interesting that they used glue. That's a big thing for a lot of people is the glue basting. I'm still wrapping my head around that a little bit. I don't have any nice, like, Elmer's glue, the liquid stuff, so with, like, the nice tip. I don't know. I think we're going to just do it the pinning way. I think that's just that's what I'm used to doing. And I don't do curves all that often, so we'll see how this goes. It might be a little disaster, but we can always recut more fabric if we mess it up. But here are the size of these tiny half square triangles. I always like seeing them, you know, in context. They're just so small. But all right, guys, thanks for coming in tonight and hanging out with me. And we will, I'll be here again tomorrow. And I know it was super fuzzy tonight for you guys. So again, it'll be perfectly crystal clear on the YouTube. It'll be Penguin and Fish Movies. You can find this. You'll be able to, this will be up tomorrow morning, pending any technical stuff. So you can look for it then. And if you subscribe to Penguin and Fish Movies, you should get a notification or something. So yeah, I am so happy, yeah, that my brother and his girlfriend are fine, because that could have been a disaster. So it was so nice seeing them. Oh, and bye, Mom. So since Mom's in here, I'm pretty sure she got home safe. So that's nice. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow night at 9:30 Central. Have a great evening. You're the best.